Purple sunbird. Scientific name: Nectarina asiatica. Plumage: breeding male is black above. Throat and breast metallic black with gloss of green and purple. Purplish black below and yellow and red tufts at the edges of wings, usually hidden under wings. Female is olive brown above, dull yellow below with darker tail. Non-breeding male is much like female but with a broad purple-black stripe running from chin to belly. Kala pitta, Hindi shakar kora, pool sungni. 10 centimeters. Purple sunbird is smaller than a sparrow with long pointed curved beak. They are seen moving from flower to flower in trees or bushes, either solitary or in pairs. Usually where there are plenty of flowering plants, there must be presence of sunbirds. The bird is found in light forests, gardens, villages, and city parks. Nectar of flowers, small insects, caterpillars and spiders concealing in flowers constitute its staple diet. Its nest is oval-shaped structure hanging from any low bush near the ground. It is composed of fine grass, dry leaves, bark pieces, caterpillar droppings, cobwebs and like. Eggs are 2 or 3 grayish-white with gray and brown markings. Indian robin. Scientific name: Saxicoloides fullicata. Plumage: male upper body is dark brown. White wing patch. Lower body is glossy blue-black. Chestnut vent and undertail are distinctive. Female lacks white wing patch. Dull gray-brown below. 16 centimeters. Indian robin is a familiar plains bird and is often seen with its tail cocked. The bird is sitting freely on walls and roofs of houses, moving its tail slowly up and down. They may be seen singly or in pairs in tom scrub, open country, cultivation and human habitation. On ground it walks rapidly and suddenly stops to look around any tidbits, frequently moving its tail. While feeding, they sometimes spread its wings to disturb insects. Its main diet is different types of small insects and their eggs. The bird makes nest in holes in cutting edges of soil, walls, rotten stems of trees, which is made of grass and fine rootlets. 2 or 3 green-tinged white eggs are laid speckled and clouded with brown. Range: resident, all India south of Himalayan foothills. White-breasted kingfisher. Scientific name: Halcyon smyrnensis. Alternate name: white-throated kingfisher. Sexes are alike. This kingfisher is little bigger than a myna. Unlike others, it is less dependent on water, which finds its food almost completely on land. The bird may be seen singly or in scattered pairs in forests, cultivation, villages, geels, lakes and rivers. Principally it feeds on terrestrial insects, small lizards, frogs and rodents. Occasionally it also takes small fish. Occasionally loud crackling notes are uttered on wing. In breeding season, it makes an attractive courtship display. Its flight is strong and direct with continuous wing beats. Nest is at the end of horizontal tunnel excavated into the earth bank or cutting. It is usually unlined. 4 to 7 eggs are laid, which are pure white with no markings. Range: resident, throughout whole of India south of Himalayan foothills. Coppersmith. Scientific name: Megalima hemicephala. Hindi chota basantha. 17 cm. Sexes are alike. Coppersmith is a close relative of woodpecker family. Mostly they keep in pairs or small flocks, but occasionally solitary birds are also seen eating fruit. They prefer light forests, garden and villages. Even they are found in the heart of big cities where fruiting trees are available. Being purely an arboreal bird, it feeds on peepal and banyan figs, guava and other kinds of fruit, which is its principal diet. Besides fruit, it catches insects while making short dashes in the air from a branch. They join with the company of mynas, green pigeons, bulbuls and hornbills when feeding in fruiting trees. It is difficult to see since its colors blends with the greenery of trees completely. Eggs are laid in the hole of a branch of a softwood tree excavated by birds. Themselves at moderate height, they do not make any nest. 3 or 4 eggs are the normal clutch, which are unmarked white. Range, resident, throughout whole of India from about 1,800 meters in outer Himalaya. Small bee-eater. Scientific name, Merops orientalis. Hindi, Patringa. 21 centimeters including long central tail pins. Sexes are alike. Green bee-eater is a near relative of kingfishers. It is one of the commonest birds. Description: the bird usually goes about in pairs or small parties, affecting open plains, cultivation, light forests and around habitation. They can be seen sitting on overhead wires and bare branches hawking the insects in the air. Sometimes they attend grazing cattle with mynas and black drongos. Being very social, they roost in large numbers in trees and making much noises, flying around the trees before settling to sleep. Their diet consists of winged insects, dragonflies and honeybees, and often does damage to beekeepers' bees. Eggs are laid in underground chamber reached by a tunnel excavated in the sandy and sloping ground. Nest is not constructed. 5 to 7 eggs are laid, which are unmarked white. Resident. Common. White-throated munia. Scientific name, Lonchura malabarica. Plumage. It is pale brown above with pointed tail, darker wings, white rump and whitish below, thick gray-blue bill. Description: Hindi, Charchara, Charja, Pitta 10 centimeters. Sexes are alike. Seen in small parties. Occasionally collects into huge flocks. A bird of open scrub and grass country. Cultivation which sometimes enters human habitation. Prefers arid zones. Rather tame and friendly bird. Feeds on ground or on tall grass and standing crops, particularly millet. Often producing a faint perch or in flight. Also low-pitched chirping calls, mainly small seeds constitute its diet. Sometimes insects are also eaten. I have often seen a pair ripping fine strips of tall grass at home, which are used for building nest. Red-vented bulbul. Scientific name, Pycnonotus caffer. Description: Hindi, bulbul, guldum, 20 centimeters. Sexes are alike. Many types of bulbuls are found in India, but red-vented bulbul is the bulbul that is widely found. It is met with in pairs or small parties. When the bird wants to grab food from other birds on ground, it emits fake alarming calls, forcing the other birds anxiously to leave the food behind. The bird can be seen in trees together with other birds like barbets, mynas and green pigeons. It prefers light forests, gardens and villages. Even it is also found in the center of busy cities. Fruit, insects, flower, nectar and kitchen refuse constitute its diet. In rainy season they join other birds to eat winged termites, when they launch short sallies in the air to seize them. It makes alarm calls when seeing any cat, snake or sparrowhawk and is acting as a warning for other birds. Its nest is a cup of grass stems, fine twigs lined with fine roots and hair. 2 or 3 eggs are laid, which are pinkish or reddish white marked with red or brownish red. Range: resident, all India to about 1,800 meters in Himalayas.